Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Mingyang Zhang versus Brendson Ribeiro. These guys are very similar fighters. My profile for both of them is pretty much the same as they make their UFC debuts. And that's because their records are pretty much the same. And the way their records break down is even more similar. These guys are all finishes. 15-5 versus a 16-6 record. Every one of their wins is a finish, 6 submissions each, the rest all knockouts. And their losses, they have 1 decision loss each, even though Brendson and Ribeiro should have won that fight by triangle choke. And then they have 2 submission losses each. The rest, all TKOs or knockouts. Now, the first thing I did, if you know me, is I went to go to their losses. I wanted to see every loss I can get my hands on, and every win, frankly. But wasn't able to see all their losses. However, I have seen each guy knocked out unconscious at least once. Brendson Ribeiro was knocked unconscious by this guy, Brendson, on the ground. He put him away with ground and pound and just forced the knockout. And that was after Ribeiro was looking good standing. And then Mingyang Zhang was knocked out by this guy, Ashkar Moskarov, who is the Great Gatsby of the UFC. If you remember him from last year, he started off his UFC career, and he only had 1 fight, but he started off fight week with like a 27-5 record, and come fight night, he was like 19-13. So he was full of shit. But regardless of if he was full of shit or not, he knocked Mingyang Zhang out after Zhang was having a good performance himself, ragdolling Moskarov. But look, I'm aware of the context. These guys are both young, healthy, mid-20s fighters. Zhang was knocked out. That last time was against Ashkar Moskarov, and I believe it was in 2019. So he was around 20 years old or so, and that was the last loss. So this could be a case of Natalia Silva syndrome, if that's such a thing, where he sheds those early losses, even if most of them are by finish, and he turns a corner to become an excellent fighter. That could be the case with both fighters. But I don't think so. I think the losses, especially the finish losses, will come back to haunt you and haunt your health as a fighter if you're a man. I think Natalia Silva can afford to get finished and it won't haunt her health. It won't take something from her. But these guys, I just have doubts about them coming into the UFC, and I'd be surprised if either one of them had a long, fruitful UFC career. But I'm looking to be proven wrong, and hopefully it works out for both of them. My pick for this fight is Brendson Ribeiro. I think Brendson Ribeiro is, he's definitely bigger. I know he's bigger. 1 inch of height, 6 inches of reach. But I think he's fought better competition. I think either guy could put the other guy away on the feet or on the ground. I think Ribeiro is just a little more dangerous, though, especially standing up. And I'm trusting him to get the finish. I think it'll happen early, too. But if it doesn't happen early, either guy could take over by getting the other guy to the ground. They're both really comfortable and really good on top, potent finishers. They've got submission skills and also good control and ground and pound. Each guy's gotten plenty of ground and pound victories. But again, I'm going with Brendson Ribeiro because even though I have doubt in both guys, I guess I have a little more faith in Ribeiro. I think he's beaten some better fighters, whereas Zhang has beaten mostly dog shit. He got a nice win over this guy Tokos, but the rest is mostly dog shit. And I should say I've seen all of Zhang's TKO losses, so maybe that's played a role in my decision to pick against him. But I'm aware that he was a teenager at the time. I just think Brendson Ribeiro is just a little bigger, stronger, and more powerful, and I'm picking him to win here. Again, I think he's done better against better competition. And he's also not somebody, neither guy is somebody who's reliant on a round 1 finish. They've both gotten finishes deeper into the fight, late guillotines. Brendson Ribeiro's got a monster guillotine. If he does win, it's by guillotine choke. I think almost all of his wins are by guillotine. But I'm not thinking it's going to end via submission. I think it's going to end via TKO or knockout for either guy. I think their primary path to victory for both guys is a knockout first, and then a submission, and then finally decision. I'd be surprised if this one went the distance. But again, I'm going with Brendson Ribeiro, and I will take him by late round 1 knockout. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.